What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live with episode 5 of The Scope. This is a program. This is a program where we talk about FPS games.
It's the worst show on the internet.
The
Thanks
genre.
for tuning in.
Yeah, this is awful. We're so glad you're here. I don't know if you are or not, but
I'm glad I'm here. And I'm also glad that you're here.
that's nice. We also are joined
Nice.
by a third guest that you'll see in and out of screen. Bourbon. What do you got going over there?
Ooh.
What are you drinking?
Oh, let it come into focus, maybe. What do it? Oh, it's a Woodford Reserve double oak. Double oak.
That's 4 Oaks.
You think Tom Henderson would like my bourbon collection?
Yeah, he would. I
That's
feel
a question of the day.
like I don't want to talk smack on Tom, but he really likes Buffalo Trace. Like,
And where he lives, it's probably,
well, no. Then he tells me all the time. He's like, they got Eagle Rare on the shelf all the time, and he doesn't. It's
Tom.
like, that's the wrong stuff, dude.
Oh, Tom.
Mm.
Oh,
Crash, what are you mixing your bourbon with? A fucking cup. Okay.
just a glass.
All right. So
Just a glass.
yeah, our guest is bourbon. And yeah, hashtag bourbon. I got the toxic ticker going. So if there's anything
Stop looking for the perfect match. Use a lighter.
or
Or a blowtorch, whatever's closer at hand.
So, I was gonna start the show off with talking about Battlefield, and the saga continues. There really wasn't any. I'm gonna put the Steam charts up on the screen. This is live, like right now.
Let me see it.
Look at
I
it.
want to see it.
And it's pretty wild, to be honest with you. 2,167 players on Steam, closing in on Battlefield 4. It was pretty wild. And granted, this isn't the extent of the players. There's all the other platforms and stuff, but it just keeps getting worse. And then there's just been a ton of drama going on too. And like, yeah, pretty soon 2042 is going to be the player count. I got all the shit here. I got all the good stuff.
Got it all. I love
and there's just been some drama on Twitter too that I wanted to pull up. Like, the community manager straight up today said, so there's a lead designer, and in his Twitter bio it says lead designer of Battlefield 2042. And then he made a tweet. He said, "Don't talk to me about Battlefield. I'm not working on that game."
I saw that. And what he was also like, there was a string of tweets about like him playing old Battlefield games. Just like, man, this was really great. Man, it was almost like a silent dig at the new guy who
Yeah.
or whatever. It was pretty great.
Yeah, he was playing. Yeah, he said he was playing all the old stuff and they were great and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, if you're the lead designer, still the lead designer, I guess they're already working on another game. And then in that thread, I think I might have pulled. I'm pretty sure I pulled it up. I hope my production team did. I have like one of the top 10 worst production teams going actually. Yeah, I have it. Let me switch it around. I gotta hire people. Is anybody looking for a job? He's terrible. Yeah. So yeah, this is the tweet. It said, by the way, feedback is misplaced with me in part Welsh. And then it goes on to say, he said, this is the this is the tweet that brought upon controversy.
Those words.
Yeah. It's got stuff about it, okay? And he said, I'm not engaged on Reddit anymore. There's no value in pretending it's a constructive environment. So the community manager went ahead and said that he's not engaging anymore on Reddit. So I thought that was pretty crazy. And then he later went on to clarify that he said he won't engage with it. He said they still go through and read the stuff on Reddit, but they don't engage with it. And I thought about making a video. I didn't have time today. Like, where do you draw the line at what's toxic and like what isn't? Because a lot of the stuff on Reddit, and I have that pulled up too, like we can go through and look at it. Like, where do you like what's toxic? Like what's negative that you won't engage with? Because a lot of the shit on there is true, and it's people sharing their opinions. And there's a few
Some people
people.
can't handle the truth, you know? Some people
Yeah,
don't like the truth.
I don't know. But like looking through here, like if you look at this is where they're talking about it, like where Tactical Brits kind of making fun of Reddit for being toxic. But like if you look on here, like all the top comments that get voted to the top are people saying you're chastising us for being toxic, but like we paid $120 for a game that has no content and is still buggy and you can't even aim correctly in.
That seems pretty toxic to me.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
There's just not really any there's hardly any personal attacks on here, which we don't condone at all. Like that's
there shouldn't be
stupid.
personal attacks.
There's
No,
no
but the game itself, you pay $120 for a game and you get what we got with Battlefield 2042. I mean, saying that it sucks and I can't aim any, but that's not toxic.
yeah.
That's what a lot of those comments are on there, I think.
Yeah, and I get it because like there's no reason for him to engage with like the super toxic stuff or the dumb stuff, but I feel like it would be cool for him to like if there is a really good idea, just pop a quick line and say, I relayed this to the team. This is a really good idea. We're listening. Just drop that every once in a while because there's a bot in there that says when Dice replies, and then just have the moderators lock down that thing so nobody can pile on him or whatever, which is kind of silly. But I just looked on Reddit for like a really long time, and there's a whole lot of people who are just like, I don't like the game, it's trash, blah, and like you have to kind of wade through that noise. But I feel like that's his job, to get through that. And there are some really good like suggestions on how to fix the game and stuff in there. So like, I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, they put themselves in this position. I mean, if the game was halfway decent, we wouldn't be dealing with this. They wouldn't be dealing with this. So they kind of backed themselves into a corner of like, yeah, no communication. Still really none. You know, there's still no
Yeah,
communication. Like
there hasn't been anything. There
that
hasn't
last line of
been anything
communication
official.
they gave was a complete joke. It was a complete, utter waste of time. Like anybody that's can read that and be like, "Man, I'm back on board." There's no way.
Yeah, and
Not
that
after what they did.
yeah, it was
I'll be the
crazy.
guy. I'll say it. It's not right.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I just think there's no accountability. I feel like no one is saying, "Hey, we messed up," which we'll get
No.
into a little bit. The COD developers actually held a conference call, and they said, "Hey, we messed up." They said we fucked up Warzone. Like they came right out and said it, and we're sorry, and we're gonna try to make it better. And this is what happened. And they even went into like why it went down like that, and they told the whole story. And over at Dice, like you're hemorrhaging players. Every post is just met with toxicity. I
What are
don't
you
know,
doing?
and there's
What?
nothing. There's no official communication on like what's next or anything other than it's delayed. Like it's just delayed, and then you get a weekly tweet where you get a tactical beanie, which
I
is
love the beanie though.
the beanie was
I've
lit.
already grinded that out. I've got it.
I got my beanie right
Not
here.
not really.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I mean, I've got my, Activision's terrible. It's a terrible company too. EA's a terrible company. I think all these big corporations are it's not good. But with that being said, you look at Warzone and what they did. They were very, very low on communication. Their patch notes were junk. You remember back when Cold War integrated with Modern Warfare? It was broke, and nobody said nothing, and it was just like people were talking, and well, we thought it was broke, and then we saw Battlefield 2042. It's like, you know what? It really wasn't that broke. But you look at what they're doing now, pretty much since Vanguard, their communication's been on point. At least they're talking. Um,
Yeah,
they've made huge steps forward as far as you know, letting the developers talk to the community and put some of this stuff to rest. And Battlefield's doing none of that. None of it's been put to rest. It's a broke game with no pathway to fixing it, except we all just took $100 bill and we
yeah,
didn't use a match. We
and
used a lighter and we
that's
burned it.
right, that's right. And they all it's weird because they almost act surprised, like and like they had to know like it was broken, and they had to know that like they're gonna have to push the live service back, and I don't understand. Anyway, that caught my eye about Battlefield. And the other thing that hit me this week when thinking about Battlefield, and then we'll probably move off the subject onto what's up. I really want to talk about, I didn't have a chance to make a video about it, but I really want to talk about that Call of Duty meeting that they had with the creators and stuff, talking about like how they messed up. I have that string of tweets ready from Charlie Intel talking about what they did. And but the last thing is, Battlefield used to have like, it always played like second fiddle in numbers to Call of Duty, which whatever, you can compare them, you can not compare them, you can enjoy both of them, you can enjoy one of them, whatever. Like, not even going there. But Battlefield always had things like, when I was talking to friends that played Call of Duty and they're like, why do you like Battlefield? I would always be like, server browser, so there's no skill-based matchmaking. We got rid of that. And one of the things I always talked about was how good the Frostbite engine looked, and how like it had awesome graphics and stuff like that.
Yep.
And it doesn't even have that anymore. We're going to talk about later the squad update. They did a massive update on graphics. It looks amazing. And then we're going to talk about some leak stuff with Modern Warfare 2, with what they're going to do with the engine. And 2042.
Are you okay, Crash? You all right?
Yeah, I got a little heartburn because I'm old. I'm like,
I could feel that heartburn. I could feel it through my headset. You all right? I'm just
yeah.
checking on you.
I usually have some emergency Tums ready, or like, what do really old people take, like Gaviscon or something? Like,
I don't know.
Mylanta.
We should probably figure it out and buy some.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up. I'm ancient, dude.
But yeah, Battlefield 1, legitimately Battlefield 1 on PC looks better than 2042.
Yeah, and Battlefield 5 looks and runs way better. It runs like,
For sure.
if you showed them both to me and I didn't know, I would think that Battlefield 5 came out after 2042. And I don't know if the potential's there, or if they had to cut back on visuals so much because of the 128 players, or what, but it just doesn't look and run great. And it's a definite step back. And they just, instead of like just like having just another Battlefield like we're used to, like, it actually regressed in so many areas where it used to be a leader. It used to be the best looking shooter. It used to have server browsers and no SBMM. It used to have really good mechanics and squad play and stuff like that. And it just, I don't know, it just regressed. So I don't know, it's kind of a bummer, but I don't want to talk about it too much. But those are just some of the things, like, as we move along in this show and just chronicle the downslide of like the downfall of 2042, and like if it continues to do such. It really is. Sad. It's I have no clue what they're gonna do or what they even can do with this thing. If it's gonna be, I feel like my gut feeling right now is they're gonna come out with content that they're like legally obligated.
Words, yep, obligated to, yeah, and then that's it.
Yeah, and then they're done. Why would you start a talk show when you can't talk?
Why would you have somebody on that has a hard time talking to? I don't know.
Thank God nobody watches this shit. Okay. So along those lines, kind of. Then I don't know. I've almost developed a narrative on the show of like, on the program, of like supporting indie games, because AAA studios, and we're going to talk about some favorable things that like Raven and Activision have done with Call of Duty, but like I don't really want to let them off the hook, because like
no.
A lot of the stuff that they've done feels so scummy, with like the weapons and how they do the battle pass, and even they released a bunch of broken stuff too and just went with it. But I just credit where credit's due on this deal. I want to pull up some of these tweets. I thought it was really cool what they did and what they said about Warzone 2 and what's coming ahead. They basically announced in a nutshell, and I did a video on the leaks that came out like before this happened, and pretty much everything I talked about in my video came to fruition, but I did not expect them to say that they effed up, which was pretty wild.
Now, personally, I think it was a great play. I do think, that was probably one of the best marketing plays that they could make. Like, they've already tried like sitting around not saying anything, kind of dodging the bullets, not taking accountability, and it's just been a complete roast show out there on them. Um, I guarantee you somebody on the marketing side's like, "Look, let's get these bigger content creators, talk to them about stuff, say, let's try to dig ourselves out of this hole and get back kind of in good graces with the content creators and part of the community." You're always gonna have toxic guys that people that just hate to hate, you know what I mean? No
Yeah,
matter what
that's the
anybody does.
internet.
But it was a smart marketing play for them to do this, for sure.
And yeah, so here's a string of tweets. It started out, they said they straight up admitted, here I'll use my bleeper for the algorithm. You ready? They
I'm ready.
straight up admitted that they up with aspects of current Warzone and are working to fix how the games are. So essentially in a nutshell what it sounded like. So just like overall TLDR, Infinity Ward, I'm guessing mostly this sounds like Infinity Ward and Raven wanted to get everybody together and talk about what happened with Warzone 2 and everything, and they actually were pretty vulnerable about it. And granted, you can say, you know, whatever, they already made their money off of it and are making plenty of money off of it, which is true. But at the same time, they didn't have to do this, and this is something that I wish DICE was due. They straight up said, hey, we jacked up the game, it didn't work, and they told why. It was really interesting. And I feel like a lot of times these stories come out after the fact on like what happened behind the scenes and stuff like that. And I'm really hoping we get an official word or some kind of insider information beyond what Tom Henderson has with his timeline of what actually happened and who made these decisions at DICE. But anyway, what they said essentially on this call was that they weren't expecting to add Cold War and I'm assuming Vanguard also into Warzone. It was just supposed to be with Modern Warfare. And I think they didn't know it was going to be so
No doubt.
popular
And
and want to continue it.
if you rewind just a little bit more to that and you look at kind of that transition period. So you had Black Ops 4 and you had Blackout, right? Um, then you had Modern Warfare. And everybody knew it's like they're going to do their own BR2, Warzone. And then they did have a Cold War, a Black Ops Cold War BR map, and they scrapped it. They scrapped it. So all things were leading to a Blackout 2. Warzone got so successful that, in my opinion, maybe this isn't 100% factual, but there was a Blackout 2.0 style map that they did scrap. And I think it's like, look, guys, this game's too big. We can't do something different. We have to keep this going. And that's when all hell broke loose and they tried to jam all the guns and everything in. And let's be honest, that's when the game almost broke. That's when I fell out of love with Warzone around that time. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. That's like, yeah, that sounds exactly like what happened. And we actually got leaked images of that Ural Mountains map. And
We
that's
did.
what everybody kind of believes happened is like they planned on it being essentially like Blackout 2 or whatever. And then at some point, something happened with it. And they said, hey, we can't.
What happened was Warzone became one of the biggest BRs on the planet. That's what happened.
Do you think it was like we're not able to get this engine running and working? Or do you think they were worried that Warzone was so successful that they didn't want to lose everybody to a different game and split the player base?
99.9% sure here that the way you look at the timing of Warzone, right? You had March of 20 freaking 20, Warzone hits. I'm not going to say it because the algorithm will shut you down. This virus hit. Everybody's stuck inside, right? I mean, it was the perfect storm for Warzone, man. Like if that wasn't, yeah. I mean, if that all hadn't have happened at the same time, it may not have had the blow up that it had, but I think it got too big for them to walk away from, or to give it they didn't wanna be creating competition for this insane beast that Warzone had grown into at that point in time, and I think they scrapped their plans probably, August, September of that year, and they're like, "Wait, let's figure this out. We gotta keep Warzone going, and we're
Yeah.
not gonna compete."
Yeah. And it definitely feels like the safer move. And I don't know. I just feel like that's a trend that we've been seeing. I haven't been following gaming like this closely for a long time, but it just feels like there's a trend either that's been here or developing of AAA studios like doing the safe thing, like sticking with what's safe. They're going to keep Warzone going because so many people play it, and then instead of coming out with something new, and that's why I don't know. I and many others are really rooting for some for some indie developers to do a really good job. Um, but essentially, what they said is they addressed the invisible skins, which was horrible. Like, I can't believe that happened and took that long, but it was kind of around the holidays. And we don't say around here on this program, developers are entitled to holidays. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like somebody could have ran into the office and shut it off or something, but I don't know.
I would have.
Right?
I
I
would
was
have
like,
done it.
hey guys, I'll go in and
I got you.
shut that off
I'm
real
in.
quick, and I'll be back in a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, because I clearly
Not
know
s-
so much about code. Like, I know so much about video game code. That's probably just a switch.
I'm not saying I would skip a meal, but I'd get it done. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
get some Chick-fil-A on the way in.
Mm.
I'm trying to see what else. It talked about a bunch of issues. There's some stuff they talked about in Warzone 2, and I'm trying to put all this together. It's hard to separate in my simple brain, like, what is stuff that they've said and what is like the leaks from Tom and Ralph's Valve and stuff that they've talked about with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.
The one big thing that I think it's hard to say if it'll help or hurt. I think the best thing for Warzone going forward, and they're kind of beating around the bush with it, it's not been directly said, but that is to drop last gen consoles. As long as they keep them there, the game's going to be limited. Like with Warzone now, they can't fix everything. Uh, it's 2 bits, like a ball of like just crap, you know. Um, Console players want an FOV slider, whatever. Like
Yeah, and
they're
then
going to need to drop last gen, and then we're going to see a complete. I think we will see one of the biggest jumps in quality as far as graphics and hopefully gameplay goes that we've seen in a long time in Call of Duty.
yeah, but they did say on that call, I'm pretty sure that they said that their last gen console is still the biggest player base they have.
It is.
Yeah, so man, I
It is.
don't know. And then it comes down to like that whole chip shortage BS and like
Yeah.
not being able to get consoles and stuff sucks so bad.
Yep. It does.
Um,
I think they need, at least it needs its own version.
right.
Like you with your 39M, 3080, I got a 30, a 3080, 30. Like we shouldn't be playing with PS4 players anyway, in my opinion. I don't think we should be. Build those people a game for the hardware they have. If they have to do a downgraded version for last gen because there's too many people, do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but like if we want to see advances in this, it's got to happen.
Yeah. And like really the only thing that's like I don't know holding them back is like they actually do crossplay really well. DICE did crossplay
They do.
and didn't allow you to talk to your friends, which was epic. Like really nice.
Amazing.
But at the same time, like I don't know, it's such a tricky subject because you want people to be able to play together, but at the same time, you have people that bought PS5s and Xbox One X's and got graphics cards and stuff, and they're playing an old gen
Give them something.
game,
Yeah, give them a game to use
and it's
with their
not
dang
even
hardware, man.
utilizing it.
And maybe they'll do this. I've heard this floated around from a few people is maybe Warzone doesn't go away. Like the Warzone we have now doesn't necessarily go away.
That's been talked
It'll
about.
still be around, still be supported. Last gen players can still play, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that or not. Don't know if it'd be smart to do that. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I've heard that mentioned by several people. Uh, I want to see a jump, man. I want to see a jump
yeah,
in performance. I want to see a jump in, just quality gameplay. And I don't think we can do it when we're playing on a freaking 10-year-old PS4. Like you're not going to get it, dude. They've got it. They've done everything they can do with those systems. There's nothing else
yeah.
they can do.
They're quite old at this point. It would be a great cutoff point, like because eventually, I mean, if you keep supporting last gen, you're going to be up to PS6s and still, like,
I know.
there's going to have to be a cutoff point at some point.
Then
And
where's the where's the
if
progression in the game?
if they keep supporting Warzone 1 though, it's like if you want to play with your friends that are on last gen, you go play that game.
Correct.
And then if you want to do the other, there's plenty of players. It's not like the split the player base argument isn't there because there's
And let's be honest, if somebody really wants to play on next gen, you can, dude, you can get PCs aren't out of the question to get pre-built like I got. Like it wasn't like outrageously expensive, and I'm playing Warzone at like 130 frames. Like it wasn't like a huge deal. I think a lot of people are, sitting on their last gen consoles because it still works. They don't need to go get anything new
That's true
as
too.
well.
That's true too. Um, yeah, and then I'm just skimming through this stuff. They said
You're skimming?
I'm skimming. Is that a
You're
key word?
skimming?
Yeah, is that
Mm-hmm.
skim milk? Um, I'm looking through browsing on a browser. What's going on with these notes? And I'm just looking at stuff from Charlie Intel. Yeah, they said exactly what you thought, and I felt this too. It just felt so weird. They said when they integrated Cold War, it did not feel the game felt bloated and it didn't feel like Warzone anymore.
It almost
Um,
killed it for me.
yeah.
DMR meta, if anybody knows, if anybody remembers those
Why did
days.
and
Uh,
that's
that
where their feet should be held to the fire. Why did it take them so long to fix shit like that? Like,
yeah, it's so hard to see. I mean, in any business, you even go outside of the gaming business, you get in a big company, uh, any big company, there's great people everywhere you go, right? There is. So
mhm.
Activision, there's great people that are probably screaming like, "Let's do this. Let's talk to these people. Let's try to fix this. Let's tell let's figure this out. Look at these tweets. Look at this feedback." Company as big as Activision, it took them a while, and it's sad. Sad.
Yeah, and that's another thing
But
where they have uh oh, what am I trying to say? Words. Um, indie developers have a lot more flexibility because I feel like hopefully they don't have like all the red tape and they can
well, there's less.
communicate.
Yeah, there's less people and there's less layers. I mean,
Because
you look
like
at Activision and the layers of that thing, man. Oh my God,
yeah,
these people answering to these people, and it's a trickle down.
because like just
Sad.
like um, dude,
Whoa,
it's gone. I had
what
an
happened?
amazing thought and it is gone. Like it's
Shh,
totally
you're kidding. Take a sip of bourbon. Let's look at them climb rocks since we can't actually climb them in Caldera.
okay.
Did you see that? I thought that was a troll. As
I
soon as I
figured
saw it,
it's
I'm like, they're trolling us
I
right
figured
now.
it's because I wear I figured it's because I wear cowboy boots and I can't in that game and I can't climb.
Hey, we played tonight though,
Did
and
they fix it?
traversing Caldera it's night and day difference. It's unbelievable, really. It plays so much smoother right now than it ever has as far as climbing rocks. Not even just rocks, but like getting up. You just sit there and you jump up and down all the time. You can't get in, like I didn't do that very many times. Those redeploy balloons you can shoot up and things, dude.
Ah, they
It is
copied
sweet
PUBG. They copied PUBG. PUBG had that.
for
Apex had
for sure. I
that.
agree.
But yeah,
I
I think
agree.
like
Those add to that game a ton.
but it lines up perfect because they talked about the dreaded FOV on console that everyone wants, and they talked about how last gen like it couldn't do it because it would drop frames, and that's kind of what everybody thought like this whole time, and like that's just another like thing to add to the list of why splitting the consoles at this point would be a good idea, because then on next gen consoles you could give them that FOV, so that's like a whole nother thing to get those people excited and happy. And like I don't know, I feel like you can make most people happy. You're never gonna make everyone happy, but if I think you could check the most boxes if you split them up. Warzone 2
No
is
doubt.
now on next gen. Warzone 1 is still being supported, so if you want to play with your homies from back then, can.
I mean,
And
these big triple A's are going to have to be the ones that do that. I think, phase them out, man. You have to start the phase. More people are getting these next gen consoles every day too. So give
I
it a
hope
year,
so.
give it another year, like. But we got to. I think these big game developers, when they're trying to make big games like Warzone, especially, it's a massive game. I mean,
And
you just got to step away at some point.
I think I think that's what they said in their call as well, is that like they're monitoring it. So they made it sound like they hadn't made up their mind on that yet. But what is exciting is that it's going to be built from the ground up, to be able to be balanced easier, and they have a better idea of like how many players it's going to need to support and going on in the future. Hopefully now that they know it's like a big success, like they can build it from the ground up and ready
Yep.
for like any kind of add-ons or things like that they want to do.
For
that.
sure. And I think there's a lot of stuff on the base level they can't go do at this point. And
Yeah.
maybe they could, but I think they're scared to death they're going to break the son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
think I think they're afraid to dig too deep because they're like, man, we just did this, and now players are. I mean, they literally tried to add guns to helicopters, and everybody was invisible for like a week. You know,
Yeah.
like as a dev sitting there, what would you do? You're like, oh my god, we have invisible people because I added this gun. What if we go and do this? Like, then what's going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully, building from the ground up, they'll be able to clean up a lot of that stuff, add
There
new things, and make it to where they're going to support multiple Call of Duty titles. They're not going to stop doing yearly Call of Duties. There's no way the
no.
uppers are ever going to let that happen. But hopefully, through the process of Cold War and Vanguard, they've at least gained a little bit of knowledge on how to start incorporating the other games into it, and it'll be a smoother process for the player base.
Yeah, and it makes, I don't know. It makes you wonder a little bit because like there's been rumors and stuff because Microsoft's going to be the owner, like sole owner, potentially and allegedly, if everything goes through with the FTC and
Yep.
stuff like that. But there's been rumors of people saying, "Oh, now we're gonna finally get like a 3 year or 2 year and every other year Call of Duty," and like I don't know why they would change. Like it's
No,
perennially
they won't.
the highest selling game on both consoles. It does good on PC now. A lot of
hmm
people switch to PC for Warzone, and
I think
like
Warzone, you're going to see a 2 to 3 year life cycle out of like a phase of Warzone. You know what I mean? I do think it's going to be kind of like Warzone's been this time. Like they're not going to rework Warzone every year. But
yeah,
as far as their standard, and they even talked about like Infinity Ward, um, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, they're going to be working off of the same engine now, which has never happened before, I guess, which is weird to me. But I guess they were all working with different crap. So now going forward, they're going to be working with the same engines, making their
oh yeah,
multiplayer games. And I think the reason for that is to make the incorporation into the engine in Warzone smoother, just smooth everything out. And I
that
think it's
makes
going to help tremendously for for us as a consumer player base. That's a good way to be going.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I mean, you could tell like how like the Infinity Ward games had their own like look and feel to them,
Yeah,
and then Treyarch had its own like distinct look to it. Sledgehammer felt like kind of more Infinity Ward, somewhere in the middle.
it did.
That's where
Yep.
they Sledgehammer started with Infinity Ward, helping them on games, so that makes sense. But yeah, and then I think that is kind of what happened because the Cold War guns, when they put those into Warzone from a different engine and game, they were so weird. Like you'd play with
It
like the
was, man.
you play with the Cold War AK in Warzone, and it felt nothing like the one in
Cold
multiplayer.
War.
Yeah, it was just weird. So
Yep.
if they get all on the same page, that makes sense. You think they'll keep like 2 or 3 games and then reset it like with
I,
the guns?
I think they probably will. I, who knows? Maybe they can get a little more now that they're building it from the ground up with that in mind. They did not build Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Cold War with the mindset that they would in any shape or form blend together.
Yeah,
And that's just with that in mind, how long can they go? I don't know. I think there is a limit on it, and I think we're kind of at it with Warzone right now. We have Modern Warfare guns. There's some great ones that you can still use. Cold War's got great guns you can still use. Vanguard's got, but it's pretty saturated.
yeah.
It's a saturated with guns, and I would hate to see another freaking set of shit flow through Warzone. It would
You
just become overbearing.
you you want to hear? You want to get weird? You want to get
Mhm.
conspiracy?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
I'm down.
Here's what I think, and I thought of this while I was on the toilet, so I mean, it's probably pretty accurate.
It's probably true if you
I
thought of it
mean,
on the crapper.
all right. So
Was this before or after you turned on the bidet?
before, you don't.
Okay,
That makes
that
sense.
makes a difference.
You
It's
don't
probably
wipe
true
before
then.
you poop. If you guys, okay, which camera's on? Which camera? Yeah, there we are. Okay. If you guys are at home and you don't have a bidet, you're doing it wrong. You're a little
I
bit of a
don't
savage and a
I
heathen.
don't have a bidet.
Change your
We don't
life.
even buy we don't even never mind. I was gonna say we don't buy toilet paper. We just strip bark off trees, but
Well, that I
a
mean,
bidet would be fine
that's how
too.
that's
Whatever.
how they roll in Kentucky, right? I'm just telling you, you can get an attachment on
I'm a
Amazon for
hillbilly.
like $30, and like to see if it's kind of for you. And spoiler alert,
Just try
it,
it.
it
It
is,
is.
and it'll change your life.
So
But
what was your
anyway,
thought?
that's a good question.
Get back on
No,
track. Jesus.
no, what I think, this show sucks ass. So what I was saying is, I think you got Microsoft, you got Bill Gates, Big Billy Gates. He's coming in here, and he is getting control of over all this stuff. But I think I see a subscription service. I feel him doing a thing like COD Mobile, to where you don't buy like a game every year. You have like a Call of Duty subscription, and Warzone is part of that. And eventually they get it lined up to where they add a lot of content to it.
Words,
I try to put it all together, to it. They add a bunch of to it, right to it.
Yeah.
And it like it's
Content,
they just keep building off of it, and it gets big, and it's like a subscription thing. I feel like everybody and their freaking dog is trying to go subscription.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. It may be. Maybe I think they're going to keep a free to play element. I think there will always be at this point a free to play element. I think it's too late to go back. But
Game Pass taking over the world.
Game Pass is rocking.
It's gonna be wild. I might have to get it.
I had a really good thought too, and now I was about to say something really like deep, but
Guys, welcome to the show where two old
welcome.
men sit around and drink a lot of bourbon and forget what they were gonna say. I really hope you
We're
enjoy
talking
it.
about important stuff here, though.
I worked really hard on this show and prepped for it, and this is it. We've peaked and going pretty
Thanks
well.
for being here. Thanks for
Yeah,
being here.
I'm just so
Thanks for
glad you're
spending
here.
your evening, morning, or afternoon in this little shithole corner of the internet.
Even though fucking
We
YouTube
appreciate you.
isn't sending out notifications,
It's junk, man.
dude. Shout out Anthony for getting in here anyway.
Shout out.
The more bourbon I drink, the more shout outs we get. Everybody gets shout outs.
Shout out Crash,
Yeah, no.
Shout out Can we get a slow clap at home for Crash? Everybody said
No. No, we can't. Absolutely
for
not.
Crash.
No. No. So yeah, I don't know. And then okay, here's the other rabbit hole we can go down before we move on to Vanguard. I should probably pull up a video of something so I don't have to watch my face. What about the DMZ, which is a what are your thoughts on that? And my overall question
Is this
is,
you're talking about the Tarkov?
stop it. Quit it.
Tarkov
No.
like
No.
mode.
No.
All right,
No.
there will never be another Tarkov.
Yes, we need to
Probably.
stop. Okay,
Possibly.
a movement, a small grassroots movement is going to start from this show.
Yep.
To stop calling shit Tarkov like. Because
Yeah,
nothing is Tarkov like. No
You know what they
triple.
called Tarkov like? Hazard Zone.
How'd that turn out?
Did you play that?
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
like Tarkov
I
at
played it.
all?
I played it twice and I beat it.
Jeez.
So
Unbelievable.
we got it. New word. Hashtag extraction mode. Okay, not a Tarkov
Extraction
mode.
Yep.
It's an extraction type mode. That word's optional. We just need to get away from Tarkov because no AAA studio is going to try to make Tarkov. There's too much depth. There's too much detail. Yep. It's inaccessible to a large AAA. Yeah. Stop it.
Accurate.
Quit. Hey.
You stop.
Quit it. Okay, so extraction mode. Do you think extraction mode is the next BR?
No.
Okay, next question. No.
You want me to tell you why?
Yeah, I would love that. This is a
Let me tell
talk
you
show.
why.
We have to talk. Yeah.
It's funny. I think it's pretty comical, I don't know how many. And, I don't care to be the unpopular opinion guy. I just like to spit facts the way I have them in my old brain. And if it makes people uncomfortable or upset, there's really not a damn thing I can do about it. But how many times have you heard BR's dead? It's dead.
I say
BR's dying. It's dead. It's gone. It's gone.
Everything's dead.
People don't people don't like BRs anymore.
Yeah.
What's wrong with people? What's wrong with you? How could you say BR is dead or dying?
Mm, there, I feel like there's a group of people who are over it. Like it's been a thing for years, and like I'm not saying I enjoy battle royales, but I feel like I'm kind of like a junkie. That's like I got my hits off BR in the final circle, and now I'm like I need something more, and that's like where Tarkov comes in. Tarkov is like heroin, man. I would assume I've never done heroin, okay, but like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I get it. Like everyone, it got annoying because like everyone was doing it, and like
correct.
I don't know,
And
but
they and some of them are very generic. And you look at Warzone now, it's like, okay, I mean, you play a game, people play a game for that long, and you're going to complain and you're going to whatever.
you want
I think BR though is something that I think BR is going to evolve over time. I think it's going to keep changing over time. Um, I don't think it's ever going to. It's not going to go away for a long time, and nothing's going to be Tarkov like mode is not going to be as popular until it's accessible, uh, more accessible.
dude?
And that's just the way it is.
I've had
Sorry.
this I've had this zinger ready the whole time. Do you know what is dead? Battlefield 2042. Got him. Um,
But I think it's smart Call of Duty looking at that mode
yeah,
that they can build off of it and make it.
because the flip side of the coin is that there is a whole segment of people when I do stream Tarkov over on twitch.tv/crash8, come by if you want to hang out.
Yeah, nice
When I
place.
do play over there are a lot of people who are like, man, I wish I could play this, but I'm on console. I wish I could play this, but I'm on console. Like I hear it all the
Yep,
time. There's a ton of people that
sure.
wish they could play something like that on console. I know Geeksafe, friend of the channel, amazing Tarkov content creator. If you haven't checked him out, figure your shit out because he's amazing.
He's a great guy.
He's
Wears
a
flannels as well. If you like flannels,
Canadians. He's
yeah,
a handsome man too. God, he looks
he
good.
needs to get a flannel sponsorship.
He should. Like Duluth
Have you ever
Trading
talked?
Company.
We need to talk to the geeks about, dude, like, let's get a freaking flannel sponsorship for the show. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry. He likes the Cycle Frontier, which is supposed to be. Now, I would venture to say maybe it's an extraction type game mode. There is a lot of looting and AI and stuff like that. But it's like
What are we talking
supposed
about?
the Cycle Frontier. It's like he calls it Space Tarkov.
I saw him playing that one day. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he's really excited about it, and like it says it's like a really cool accessible, like a Tarkov light, so people can get into it. And I just think there is something there, but I just think finding that balance of accessibility for like a mainstream audience that a AAA developer needs to find with the game mode like Tarkov is, I don't know how you're gonna pull that off. Shout out Novocaine for hitting the like button.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, here's my question. Is there All right. So I agree with only slightly bad. He's only slightly bad. He's not all the way bad.
He's a legend.
But
He's all
I agree.
legend.
I agree with what he says there because he's not trying that hard every single match. I feel that. I feel that. I still think there's, you know, I consider Resurgence a BR mode, and it's like it's a break from big map like this big long game. Um, Resurgence really hits the sweet spot for me, and that's just I know PUBG did a similar style deal. I think there's room in there to tweak. And is there room for like a Warzone or a BR, a bigger BR with a hybrid extraction battle royale mode where you can play different ways. There's points in the BR where you can extract, but you can also play to the final circle for this. But there's like a risk reward kind of deal as you close in towards the end game.
Yeah, that would
You
be
know,
pretty
I
cool.
don't
But
know. I just think there's so many. I'm old and my brain doesn't work that great, but I don't think the genre is like a one size fits all. Here it is. It's a bottle of water, BR. Like I think there's a lot still to happen in that genre that's not came about yet.
Yeah, and I also get what Slightly Bad saying too about trying hard. It gets exhausting sometimes. There's like like um sometimes I do want to try really hard and sweat with my friends and get competitive and stuff. And then but that's where Battlefield was always perfect. It was like a multiplayer, you could chill, massive destruction, run around the map with your friends. If you wanted to rat it out and snipe, you could. If you wanted to get in a vehicle and burn around, could. Like, and that's why I still play Battlefield 1 and 5 for. And that's what I still will play Battlefield. It's an awesome break to like chill, relax, have some drinks with friends. And then, yeah. So the battle royales and stuff like that were always like the sweaty thing. And then if I wanted to chill, have some drinks, bullshit with my friends, I'd go play Battlefield. And that it always filled that void for me. And that's why I'm gonna keep playing Battlefield 1 and 5 until they fix or can 2042. 2042, it
Huge,
makes my stress level go up
huge
higher.
Battlefield fan, man. I always have been. I wish we were having this conversation, like a comparison. I think it should be a freaking comparison between what Call of Duty's doing and what Battlefield's doing. There is no conversation, and that's sad because I'm a fan of both franchises. Like I'm not a,
You can't do that.
I
You
am.
have to
I don't really
fanboy for one
care.
of them.
I'm not for either one of them. I like to play games I like to play, and I've always loved freaking Battlefield, man, from back in the day. And like, there's not even room for us to have a conversation about the future of Battlefield right now because we're stuck on are they even going to fix it to where it's playable? Like, at least
Yeah.
with where Call of Duty's at, they're adding in these different modes. They're trying to get their crap figured out, and it is a as broke as I thought it was. It ain't that broke.
Yeah. And well, we were we were of the opinion, both of us, that they were gonna for sure do a battle royale, but I'm not so sure now. And then when they said
Uh,
on that earnings call that Battlefield is only like 5 to 10% of their net bookings, and they expect that to be at that level or less into next year, goes to show that they don't. I don't think they plan on doing a battle royale because they're not planning on making any money with the game, which was like really kind of wild and crazy and telling,
yes.
and it was bad news. But I I don't know. I miss having. I was hoping it would be really cool if we had if we were able to have a conversation that's like, hey man, COD's doing this, yeah, but Battlefield's doing this, and like, and they had a
I
competition
I
going together, and they had to make a better game, and
I
like,
really believe that was going to happen.
me too.
Like that was my hope because I think for that's what Call of Duty needs to be its best is that competition and like that back and forth of Battlefield could have brought that. They could have brought a free to play segment of game modes and a great first person shooter game to have put some pressure on them to have done better. And then there would be this battle of who's doing communication better and who's doing things better, and it would push both of them to have been better. But now it's not, and
Yeah,
it sucks.
and I
It
was I
sucks.
was hoping for a battle royale type mode in Battlefield just to bring players to the franchise to get a lot of those Warzone players to say, hey, I'll try this other BR. I'm a little tired of playing Call of Duty, and then someone's camped in a house for the first time and they're like, oh hey, I can blow that house up, fuck that guy. And then it's like, whoa, so
Yeah.
this is all the time. Well, I might want to try this in multiplayer then, and bring people and see like the reason that we wanted like that's the reason we like Battlefield, is to like give people a taste of that and hopefully grow the multiplayer community as well. And like literally none of that happened. You should try growing a YouTube channel on Battlefield 2042 and then watching it release. That's a lot of fun. I don't know who would ever do that, but
You've still made some. You had
imagine.
fantastic growth with the 2042, and then it's unfortunate that the game there's 2,167 people playing it on Steam right now.
Yeah, pretty
Sad.
sweet. Yeah, at this point, the the extent of the competition is that Battlefield just has, or COD has to just make a working game, and they win.
Yeah, but I was so mad at Call of Duty, man, for like
A
I
lot
would
of
play
people
the
were.
game and I would get mad. It's like, what are they doing? There's no communication. And then I'll be honest with you. as soon as 2042 dropped, I'm like, you know, I'll going back over here. This isn't that bad. This
God,
is bad. This is a dumpster fire. I'm heading back over here.
it's
I can
not
work with this.
it's not that bad. Yeah, and then so
Gosh.
with the DMZ, I guess potentially, allegedly, they are the AI bots that are controlling those loot areas in Vanguard are them testing AI for the DMZ. So like for the DMZ zone is gonna have like AI bots. How do you so you've played in Tarkov. You're a syringe finding some bitch.
Yeah, I'm a
Tarkov.
master. Yep,
So
I'm
for
a
those of you who don't
master.
know, we took Hillbilly Man out on his very first Tarkov raid, and my buddy Ham and I have been looking for a God bless syringe to get
I
our
found
med
one.
station set up for like 2 weeks of playing this
I got
game
one.
at the beginning of the wipe. And the
Easy.
first box this guy looks in, he's like,
It's easy.
"Hey guys, I found a syringe. What do I do with
Everybody was
it?"
so mad. I'm like, well, I got me
So
a
then,
syringe.
so then I shot him in
Okay.
the head and took it. No, I'm kidding.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
I would
He
never
showed
do
me the
that.
extraction point and got me out of there.
But what? So you've played Tarkov a little bit. Like, what do you think some mechanics of like a extraction zone that would work for a Call of Duty audience? Like, how would you envision that? Because it
I think
just
there's
it,
going to have to be. There's going to have to. All right, and maybe it'll grow. I think it's got to be a. All right, for me personally, I don't want to have to like study maps per se. I don't want to. I like my little mini map. You know,
getting so,
call me what you will, man. I'm an old man.
you're casual.
I freaking work all day. I come home like I ain't got time to like figure out 32 maps with no mini map, and I can't guide you. I think what Call of Duty can do is take the game style, with an extraction zone style gameplay, but add in some of the stuff that they do well. Mini maps, add some different things to make it a little more of a easier transition for casuals.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think like how it would work. Like, what would be the object of the game? Because like Battle Royale is last person alive. Like, how would you make an extraction mode? Like in Tarkov, there's like a plethora. A big word. There's a
Plethora,
plethora
I
of
call it.
reasons to play. Like you go into a raid to like quest or like find an item, or you go to PvP, or you need to do a loot run, or you gotta go here or there. Like, and then Hazard Zone like has a base mechanic of going in, fighting AI. There's an objective kind of, sort of, and finding hard drives. But there's just nothing to keep you playing, and I don't know. Like, I could see maybe I just always try to rack my brain and think about like how an extraction mode would have enough depth to it to keep you going, like keep you want to play. And I just come back to like you almost need a currency, so like the looting and like surviving gets you money, and then maybe there's like a DMZ only marketplace for like custom cosmetics that you can wear in Big Warzone to show off
Hmm.
how extracty you are, how much of an
Right,
extractor that you can be.
right.
Cosmetics is all I can think of. I I don't know, because there's just Tarkov has its own like literal economy, like the flea
Yep.
market prices and supply demand. They tweak it
Rubles.
all the
Got
time.
rubles.
Rubles, they
Rubles.
got euros and
Rubles.
US doll hairs.
I don't even know.
Right, got it
I'm
all.
waiting for y'all. I'm waiting for your characters to get addicted to those painkillers, though. I'll tell you, it's coming.
It is coming.
Next update.
Right, dude. Morphine's lit. You know what I learned gaming? You tell your mom. I learned the morphine's really good. Nice. Take a
Nice
shot of
until your
that stuff.
player becomes addicted to it and you can't walk around straight. Yep, it's coming.
That's
Tarkov players.
that's kind of a life lesson, dude. That game, yeah, that game. I'm. I mean, I did get a sweet triple on those
Sweet
PNCs
triple.
on that. But yeah, I don't know. I I there's a small voice in the back of my head, like one of the 10 or 12 voices I have, that is like, I'm kidding, less. That's like there's not going to be a DMZ. Like it's just something that they toyed with when Tarkov got super popular, and because I can't think of what that hook would be. I can't think of why you'd want to keep going in there, because even Tarkov, as robust and as deep as that game is, still late white people get bored with it.
Yeah. How many times can you escape from Tarkov? I think, and like I said
A
earlier,
lot.
man, I think there could be a hybrid type mode where there's, you know, a BR/extraction mode, massive game to play with higher stakes.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't know. There's people smarter than me out there that are putting this together. So
I'm thinking about making a stand and saying that mode is going to be bullshit. It's not a thing. Like, they're not going to do it.
Call of Duty,
Yeah, the DMZ.
yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't expect too much because so much of their player base, I think they have a massive casual playing base. I don't know. If they
Yeah,
do, it's going to be watered down. I'll say
because
that.
essentially at this point, in my opinion, Hazard Zone, after you play a couple times, then you get some money and you don't have to worry about money anymore. Like, Hazard Zone essentially turns into a shitty battle royale where instead of gas bringing everyone together, it's the extractions. Just fight it out and survive. So, like,
Yeah,
I
except
don't know
it's
if they
not as
just
good.
make it like another BR where instead of like just have to extract and you win. But I don't know. It's hard for me to think about. It hurts my brain, and I don't know. That's everyone's homework. Go home. Hopefully you're home now. And think about what would make an extraction mode for casuals replayable. I don't know. Got to be like cosmetics. I don't know.
Yeah,
So there's that.
there's that.
What else did you want to talk about? I had Vanguard season 2 on here.
Played it
Um,
tonight.
we talked quite a bit about. I think we touched on it a little bit. Oh, those you don't want to see those player numbers. That's depressing. um, the thing that got me fired up a little bit about it, that makes me sad I don't play as much COD as I used to, is ranked play. I got super fired up about ranked play in Rainbow Six Siege, which we'll touch on just a little bit towards the end of the show. But they did add ranked play into Call of Duty, and I kind of wish I played a lot more about that. Played a bunch.
Yup.
Are you gonna get a squad and sweat some ranked?
Me,
Yeah.
man, if they would do, I'm still waiting on like a I think BR, like Warzone especially. If they would do an Iron Trials style ranked mode, I think it would be amazing. I think that would be a lot of fun. And it would kind of separate the sweats from the casuals a bit as well. But a ranked mode, yeah, ranked mode like Iron Trials with a little higher HP will be
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Do
I would
you?
like that.
I got your text. Do you need a bail?
Yeah, probably pretty soon.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Just let me know when you need to go. It's all right. Um. I have my solo scene set up so I can finish it out. No problem. Um.
I'll get us through Vanguard and Cold War and or Call of Duty and stuff.
Okay. And then they did add a new gun to Cold War. Did you see the leaks that they were talking about a new maps coming to Cold War? Like, I think that would be pretty wild to support an
I
old
heard
game. I don't know why they would do that. They don't.
they say they're adding a gun to Cold War as well.
They did. I saw it. Like, I saw it somewhere on Twitter.
I couldn't find it today, but I
It look.
also don't have Cold War. But I looked in Warzone at my. Is it an AR?
Yeah, it looks like a different kind of AK. It's gonna be like Tarkov with like 50 different types of AKs.
Man, that surprised me to be honest with you. That they would add one that I
Yeah.
don't know. That was weird to me.
Oh, dang, they do have it. So, see, this kind of stuff like would get me fired up. They do have a skin. If you reach the top level of ranked, you get a skin that you can wear. So, that stuff's pretty cool. I get excited for that kind of stuff. And I don't know if you would do DMZ and do like the same kind of thing where like you would have something like that, or
Right.
if you get enough credits and stuff like that. So
They did add a couple of guns to Modern Warfare after Cold War was out too.
that's true.
I
I
remember
think a
that.
lot of people still play this. They added some Black Ops 3 guns really late too in that life cycle. That's like the last time like I was
In it,
super hardcore.
in it to win it.
Yeah. I guess they're gonna do they're gonna also take their shot at like a ground war type mode since Battlefield's not doing well. Maybe they had ground war in Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
but they're doing this Alps map, and I wonder, the conspiracy theorist in me wonders if that's like a if that was what the Ural Mountains was gonna be, and then they cut it out, and then yeah, that they're like repurposing it.
Ground War wasn't bad, but it wasn't Battlefield. Like it was
No,
not Battlefield.
and at that point I wasn't like completely burned out on Battlefield 5 yet,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, if I want a
The
big,
pacing and of everything about BF1, BF5 kills Ground War.
yeah,
I mean, it's not even
it
comparable.
wasn't it wasn't good. I didn't like it. The
No,
performance was
I didn't either.
terrible. Like the map design did not work
I
for
played it.
that. It was
I
silly.
played it a few times, rank up some guns, and then I heard that the Ground War maps were going to be part of Warzone, so I went and played those a lot to try to figure out the buildings. But yeah, as far as gameplay goes, Battlefield, man, not
Yep.
2042, but 1 in 5, 4. Yeah.
Okay, I
Call of
guess.
Duty they will try to fill that void that Battlefield's leaving, though. You can almost guarantee it. It's like
World War Three's got it, dude.
World War III. They
Yeah.
could console release, crossplay, maybe they do.
I'm just scrolling through if there's anything left. Yeah, there's that Cold War. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. For Call of Duty and Season 2 stuff. Of course, there's new maps, new guns, um, stuff like that. But as far as like what
The balloons
exciting,
are phenomenal. I can't wait to. We got to drop one maybe tomorrow night.
all right, I'll have to try the balloon.
Dude, it's so much fun. Like me and Boone were just running in circles tonight, like going from balloon to balloon.
How do you
It
get it?
was
Like, is it a
It's just
pickup?
there. They're all over the map.
Oh, really?
They're not all over, but they're scattered enough, and like it shoots you up and just launches you, and then you can just pull your chute. And like my biggest complaint with Caldera was going up, like the vertical
Yeah.
nature of that whole map, and like you couldn't get up. Well, now there's these freaking balloons that just rocket you up, and you can go anywhere.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's going to make for some cool plays and
That's
some
pretty
cool
cool.
rotations too. It definitely changes the way you rotate in the game, so
Hmm.
it's neat.
Yeah, because
We got
PUBG has a deal where you have to find it and then it calls in a plane, then you get on it, and then
these
it
are just
takes.
these are scattered, just static places. You can shoot them down, and then you have to pay to build them back, but they're in static locations.
That's
It'll be
interesting.
it's cool.
Huh.
It's cool.
All right then. Well, yeah, I can let you take care of your stuff. Um,
Godspeed.
yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out. We'll do it again
I
sometime.
loved it. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody else enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Pour
some
you a
more bourbon.
bourbon, get you a snack, and enjoy talking about Squad, Rainbow Six, and Activision and Microsoft. Which is I wish I could stay around for that one.
We'll hit it next time. Have a good one, dude, guys. I'm gonna play a short break and I'll be back on the other side just shortly.
Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the
Hey guys, it's just me. Lucky you. We're gonna finish this show out together. You, me, bourbon. I'm gonna pour another glass, and I think what we're gonna talk a little bit about. I think that pretty much covers it for the Call of Duty stuff. We talked quite a bit about Call of Duty. I do want to talk about some lesser known games and some indie games because I love them. I'm always rooting for them. World War III's coming up. That's gonna be in March, so that's pretty exciting. I think we can go ahead and talk about Squad, Rainbow Six, and Activision Microsoft. So these news stories are just like quick stuff that I wanted to hit on. Nothing crazy that is going on in the world of first-person shooters. Try to get this to where people can see it. Do I do this? Oh, that's dumb. I need a new production team. This guy sucks. Yeah. So, Rainbow Six Siege, I don't know if you guys have been following it. It's a game that I've always really liked. I don't play it as much as I used to, but it's a super cool game. It's another really deep game that kicks your ass until you learn it. So I kind of like that. They actually teased Year 7, Season 1, the new operator. A couple things I noticed from this. It's a dagger. It talks about a knife can cut, crease, or create. Don't the simplest tools have the most imaginative uses. I'm reading that incredibly tiny for my old eyes. That's really hard, but that's a sneak peek at the new operator coming to Rainbow Six Siege. And one of the coolest things about Siege, I think, like we've seen a lot of games that announce stuff way early. So like you'll get a teaser for a season and then you're like 3 or 4 months away or 3 or 4 weeks away. The thing that's kind of cool about Rainbow Six is they're going to announce this at the Six Invitational on Sunday, and then probably like Monday or Tuesday, you can play it on the test server. So that stuff is like super cool to me, that you can go ahead and play right away. And if you guys haven't been watching the Six Invitational, man, it's been awesome. Like the matches are so cool and it gets me hyped up to play. If you guys really haven't ever watched FPS esports like that, I highly recommend it. There's several NA teams. There's teams. It's an international event, so all you guys from like EU and APAC and LATAM, Latin America, South America. There's teams from all over the world competing right now, so you can get behind a team from your region, learn about these players and stuff, and kind of get invested. And it's really fun to watch these matches. They're in the semifinals and bracket play right now, and this is really the best time to watch Siege. And I know CS:GO is like the king of first-person shooter esports, but like, man, Siege is just, to me, it's such a perfect game for esports. So it's a ton of fun to watch. And then Sunday, they're giving us the reveal and talking about the new operator and stuff like that. So I would encourage everyone, if you want to. I wish I could co-stream it. Some of the larger creators are able to co-stream it. It would be fun to watch it with you guys and talk about it and stuff. But essentially, that's not the case. But it'd be a lot of fun. I'm telling you guys, it's really fun to watch Rainbow Six Siege. And what's also cool about it, like when you're playing ranked and stuff, like you can see the pros do stuff, and like then you can use it when you play. It's kind of cool to play the same exact game as you see the pros play. It's a lot of fun. So that's definitely something good. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that I saw that caught my eye, and this goes along with what we were saying earlier. So like earlier we were talking about how, Battlefield and taking these L's where they used to have wins, right? So server browser's gone. Also, I don't think it's the best looking game anymore. And one of the things that really shows that is what some of these independent studios are doing. And I wanted to show this screenshot of Squad. So Squad had a massive update. And if you guys don't know what Squad is, it's essentially kind of halfway between Battlefield and Arma. So it's like kind of more milsim, but it's all about communication. And I've had some really funny interactions in Squad with people, because it is literally all about communication. There's proximity chat. You have an overall commander that talks to your squad lead, and they have their own channel, and then your squad lead switches over to your squad channel and tells you guys what you're supposed to do, what objectives you're supposed to hold and take. But anyway, they got a massive graphical upgrade, and it's really cool. They really changed shadows. You guys can see it there. They fixed muzzle flashes and stuff like that. It looked a little dated. Like the gameplay was there. Honestly, graphics aren't the biggest thing. Like we all know that a game can be good based on other things that aren't just graphics. But like that right there is a pretty substantial improvement. I thought that was pretty cool. And then if we talk about another one that really shows what they're doing, this is another one. They changed a lot of vegetation and stuff like that. These are the images they chose to show. They changed like reflections and stuff on water. I'm not sure why they chose this, because one of them's grass and one of them isn't, and it's just kind of like, that's really not comparing apples to apples. But the image on the right in my opinion, does look pretty good. So I downloaded that squad update. I would like to try it. I don't know if any of you guys play squad, but it's a very interesting game. Yeah, I feel like people that are kind of disenfranchised with the route that Battlefield's taking might really enjoy a game mode like that. Like, I don't know. I think it would be pretty fun. And then yeah, so we're just, like we've been saying on this channel, we're just really rooting for these indie studios. So definitely a game to check out if you want. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I had. I feel like if you guys want to, if there's anybody left, if you guys haven't gone to bed, we could definitely do a little bit of chat Q&A, chat with you guys for a little bit here at the end. I would love to do that. If you guys want to, if you have anything to add, questions to ask, anything to say, looking really quick. Yeah. I just, man, just the drama with Battlefield. I think I'll probably have to make a video about it tomorrow. Can't wait for World War III, honestly. Yeah. I'm cautiously optimistic. It needs a lot of audio work and it needs more maps. And they said they're working on it. So I hope so. Why are you such a pine cone? Genetics, man. Genetics and the internet like created the perfect storm to make me like this. But yeah, I don't know. I just keep going back to the Battlefield drama. I want to go through and look at Reddit and see like what's actually toxic and what's actually stupid. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, any of you guys leave a comment in the Discord on here, like when the VOD goes up. I would really love some feedback on tonight. I'm kind of thinking about like trying to find a co-host, like someone that I can joke around and kind of be silly with and stuff like that, to try to keep it like a little more lighthearted. I love having the guests and I don't want to stop that because there's so many other people that are smarter than me that I will try to bring their insight to this show for you guys. But at the same time, like I want to joke around and have a good time. So let me know like what kind of mix of that you guys prefer. Extraction game needs a shelter and crafting sandbox, a very tiny inventory for starters. There's a mobile game called Last Day on Earth. You can get good ideas from that. Dude, I'm gonna write that down because I'm old. I'm gonna write it on a piece of paper with a pen. Last Day on Earth. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I just don't know. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about the Activision Microsoft. Essentially what I saw from that I thought was interesting is Microsoft expressed the desire to continue bringing games to Sony and other platforms beyond their current contracts. So I thought that was really cool and worth talking about. Honestly, if they have games that are successful on their competition's platforms, they're no longer competition, and I've been saying that. Devs have been silent on 2042 lately. After that delay, just nothing. Thought there was... Yeah, me too, Daniel. We have like nothing, and I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's almost, they just are like kind of playing victim. Like I don't know. They don't acknowledge any constructive feedback or any kind of feedback, honestly, and they just call everybody toxic and say that, you know, we need to stop being toxic, and not very helpful. I would love them to say, and that's what we talked about in the beginning, I would love them to be, you know, like Infinity Ward and say, hey, this got jacked up, we're sorry, and this is what we're gonna do about it. I mean, dude, like, okay, I'm sorry to beat a dead horse, but like, I don't know, I keep going back to it, but look at that. What if we don't hear anything and we keep getting tactical beanies every week? What is that number gonna be? What is that number gonna be in June or July this summer? Like, so sad, dude. Crazy. Yeah, OSB, we're just too brutal. Dude, thanks for hanging out. Everyone, thank you so much for freaking being here, man. I appreciate it. I really enjoy making this show. I'm hoping I get faster and more comfortable with that overlays and the ticker and like the screen caps, and I try to have this stuff ahead of time. And yeah, I just appreciate it. Hope it gets better. I love you guys, and I appreciate you being here. It's a lot of fun to make, and it makes it way more fun having a few awesome folks around to watch. I super appreciate it. Yeah, and thank you, Insurgent, for all your support on Twitter and everything, man. It means a lot, dude. They're just jaded. Yeah, Daniel, it's weird. Cause there's like, me too, Solo. There's merit to both sides, right? Like you have developers posting, hey, I'm going on vacation, and then, which everyone's entitled to and everyone needs for mental and physical health. And you have people just shitting all over them, or they posted something cool or something personal and people shit on them for the game. And I mean, that's going to make you not really care and get your negative feeling towards your community. On the flip side, you have people saying, hey, I paid $100 for a game I can barely play with a severe lack of content compared to last games that doesn't perform well on my expensive machine. And then they throw us in that like same thing as being toxic, and that's not true. But I see why they get that way, because they take a lot of hate that's misplaced, in my opinion. And I don't know. It just, and then that makes us more salty at the devs salty at the community. And it's just, I don't know what would heal it other than fix the fucking game, dude. I don't know. Me too, Solo. That's why hey, but out of the darkness comes this shitty ass regional show. What's up, Clark? That's a nice member badge you got there. It was a really good show. I'm sad Walt had to go, because I felt like getting a little wild on the bourbon. Yeah, OSB. I even get it on my YouTube videos on the like small amount of views and comments and stuff I get. Like sometimes I get like a little anxiety. Like I really want to make a video, you know, showing where he's saying, you know, Reddit is like super toxic, and then just going over to Reddit and seeing like how many people are actually toxic. But then I'm scared like what the comments would be. Yeah, Clark. By you being a member, you are legit helping take this small regional show and making it worldwide. And I fucking appreciate it, dude. I hope someone like Sony buys Escape from Tarkov. Ooh, Solo, I don't know if I can get behind that, dude. I'll say this. I want Escape from Tarkov to come to console. But I don't know. I want him to stay independent. I don't want him to have a big organization with a financial modeling team tell them what features they need to have in their game. I would definitely be a little bit worried about having someone big buy that. Hey, you take care, Surgeon. Have a good night, dude. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it, dude. But yeah, how long did we go? Hour and a half? That's pretty cool. You think it would be good, OSB? You think it would be good for Sony to buy Tarkov? Oh yeah, GT's coming, dude. I wonder if they would do that. I wonder if Battle State Games, that makes sense. Good point. I wonder what Battle State Games would do, like what Tarkov, the studio that make Tarkov, like how receptive they would be to that. Because I just feel like they take a lot of pride in their game. I don't know. It would be weird. Are you into Halo or other non-militaristic shooters? Yeah, I enjoyed Halo quite a bit. I still played it. Yeah, Halo's really cool. How to think. I had a lot of fun. Do you guys, and it's not even first person. Do you guys remember Rogue Company? It was third person. I wish it was first person, but that was kind of a silly game that I had a ton of fun playing. I should bring up some Halo topics on the show for sure. I played it a little bit and I got a little sad at the content, but man, that game plays really well, and it was definitely a nostalgia hit playing that, and it was awesome that it came out like day one on PC. for sure. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm trying to think if there's any other weird ones, stuff like that. What's up, Blue Statue? How's it going? Welcome in. We're just ending the show, having a little bit of a nightcap, a little bourbon, and chatting with you guys to end it out. Super appreciate it. Any questions, comments? Let's do it. Halo co-op campaign. DICE, please. I don't think you want DICE to touch Halo, man. I don't think that'd be good. It would expand EFT. It could also be a great multiplayer game alongside its shooter and extract mode. I think they're gonna do that solo. But yeah, I get it. Like a little bit more resource would help because they are, for what that game is, they are an incredibly small studio. So I think talking to Geeks, he said that eventually when the game is all together, Insurgency's awesome. Yes. Like all that together is like, they want to have open world, they want to have a character that doesn't ever wipe, and then they want to have another one of your characters that does the wipes every several months. So you get that early mid game, and then you have one character that you build forever. And then they also want to have like a multiplayer type mode, and that's how they started Battlestate Games. You should look up a game called, I don't know if you might already know this, but if you look up Contract Wars by Battlestate Games, that is how they started, and it was almost like, it looked like Tarkov but played almost like Call of Duty, looking like it was a fast arcade arena type shooter. Yeah, let me see. Hey, I got the shit. I have a massive production team, you know. Let's look up Contract Wars gameplay. Dude, 8 years ago. What? Wow. Okay, so here you go. And I mean, this is 8 years ago and it looked like this? Okay. How did they make this on the Unity engine? Yeah, so this is Contract Wars. So see it kill. It's like all Arcadian stuff, but it was made by Battlestate Games. And I don't know, it's so interesting. Tarkov creator Veritas did an awesome video series, and I haven't finished it yet, on the history of Tarkov and where it came from and stuff like that. So I think it'd be pretty interesting to check out. He talks about like at what point were they like, hey, we're not going to make Call of Duty anymore. We're going to make Escape from Tarkov, which is an incredibly different game. Like how I don't know. I don't know how they did that. Look at the aim punch. Holy shit. But yeah, this is gameplay from 8 years ago from Contract Wars. So I'm assuming that they want to add something like this. I'm not sure what it would be like, what kind of rewards and stuff you would get. It looks like it's got score streaks in the lower right, but I don't know. Just really interesting that Tarkov started from an arena shooter type game. But yeah, Insurgency is super awesome. I really like that game. And that's why I'm really rooting for World War III as well, because the gunplay almost reminds me of Insurgency in World War III. It's like a Battlefield type game, but with like the Insurgency type gunfights and stuff. I don't know. Deep Rock Galactic, an off-brand indie game that's a shooter mechanics really fun. Francisco co-op PV. I'll check it out. I don't want, man, VR though, right? I don't know. One day I want to do VR, but I feel like I would like make a hole in my house. Like I have a small room here. Toxic people, yeah, there can be toxic people, especially on PC. I don't know, man. That's one of the things that's really cool about Squad. Like we talked about earlier, their graphics update and stuff. The people in Squad were really nice. A lot of the servers and stuff, it has a server browser. If you go and look on there, they'll say new players welcome, and you just hop on a squad and say, hey dude, I'm new, will you help me? and they've always been really nice. But yeah, Insurgency does get toxic. I think it gets, you know, people thinking that they're super funny by, you know, saying controversial stuff, and it's just dumb. Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. Same with Siege, and I'm almost to where I can't play Siege or like Insurgency without some friends because I don't want to talk to the randos. I feel that. Right, OSB. Right. Exactly. It's got that kind of hardcore. It's got that kind of like hardcore type mechanics, but at the same time, like you're with a bunch of people, you can respawn. You can still pull off some like you can still pull off some arcadey type triples and stuff like that. They talk about fixing sounds for that game soon. Yeah, they said they're doing an audio rework, Daniel, and I'm really rooting for that. It's so bad. As good as like on one end of that game, you have cosmetics, weapon customization, soldier customization is like top notch, and then at the opposite end, the audio is just like, oh. But they are working on it. I don't think they've given an ETA. Best case scenario is like maybe when they come out free to play in March, if they busted out the audio rework, would be really cool. But the armor mobility, yeah, the armor is really cool too, because it's not like Warzone where like if you have a plate on, it covers your whole body. It's really cool how it's more like Tarkov, like you have to hit the person in the armor for the armor to work. And I thought that was really cool. And then you have the trade-off with like how fast you move depending on how heavy armor you want to get. And you have to like decide, do I want to be like a chunky boy but I'm going to be slow, or do I want to like, yeah, it's gonna be cool, or do I want to be faster but a little bit more vulnerable? The one thing about Tarkov that sucks with that armor, like that armor system is insane, but at the same time, what sucks is like it affects how fast you turn. So like if you wear some of the heavier armor, it like actually messes with your mouse sensitivity. And as someone that's anal about my sensitivity, like it drives me nuts. It does. Sniper and SMG with light armor. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If Battlefield was like, how do we do classes and guns? World War III, like straight up, just World War III. Is really it, you know? Like everything about that game is there. Audio, more maps, I'm in. Did talk about in a Polish insider call, or like, I don't know, it was weird. I didn't understand it and I had to rely on someone to translate it, but they did say that they are going to they're thinking about making an esports type game mode and making it its own mode. And I'm like, S&D, dude, if that game had a search and destroy type mode, that would be, dude, with all that customization and all those loadouts and like all the stuff you could do to your gun, and like it's how the gun, oh man, that thing had search and destroy. Ooh, that got me pretty amped up. Try not to get my hopes up. Battlefield really helped me not get too excited about games anymore. That's good. I'm gonna be massively advocating for not pre-ordering Modern Warfare 2. It would be cool, and that's, I don't know. I love Siege to death. I love Siege with a stack of guys that know what's up and playing strats together in the comms. Granted, it takes someone like 6 months of playing it all the time to get to that point. So finding people to play Siege with is rough, but I liked Rogue Company. It was a third-person shooter, which was the massive downfall for me. I don't really like third-person, PvP. But it was like a S&D type mode. Had some weird stuff with specialists, but it was really accessible. So you still got that like super tense end of round, you know, you got a clutch 1v3, no respawn tension, round based, you know, kind of chill. And then you build up towards the end of the round, and then you get to talk to your friends, and then like that is awesome. But it's not very accessible in Rainbow Six. If someone made like a harder core, like almost like Call of Duty, but not quite as arcadey, but search and destroy, that was accessible, that was tactical but accessible, would be awesome. That would be like, if it's like Crash, what game would you make? It would essentially be World War III with good audio, more maps, and S&D mode. And that's where I would live. That's where you would find me. You're like, hey, where's Crash? Oh yeah, playing S&D World War III. Halo BR. Ooh, you think it's coming? I really talked about it, and that the voice line leak was pretty damn convincing, wasn't it? Like Battle Royale from that guy or whatever. I don't know. I think they might do it. It wouldn't surprise me. People would be hyped for that for a while. I hope they just add more maps and stuff in Halo. I need to play it again. They have a ranked mode too. I need to find a new game with a ranked mode that I can sweat a little bit. No, I didn't play 2077. I watched a lot of people stream it. Really cool game. I did see, didn't Tom tweet that they like leaked it kind of on the store or something? Yeah, something's definitely going on with Cyberpunk. For sure. Yeah. I heard that. I did. It leaked on like the Sony store or something? Like a update came through, like a next gen, and it was labeled or something. I don't know. Not sure, but that's like what I saw. I haven't played it, but that's a game that has a few parallels to 2042 for sure. Definitely has also stuff for PC. That's really cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, it goes to show that a game can come out broken, get a bunch of petitions on change.org, and still work. Xbox Store had it labeled. That's what it was. Okay, cool, dude. Thank you. Thanks, Daniel, for clarifying. Yeah. I knew it was something like that. Like it popped up on one of the stores, and people were like, ooh, little early, boys. Shoot. I was gonna see what's the old refund petition up to. Everybody's wondering. Oh man, look at it go. So there was how high did the petition for Cyberpunk get? The Sony did remove Cyberpunk from the store, right? I remember that. OSB, have you ever had Angel's Envy? Dude, I'm drinking this way too fast, man. I just bought the thing. Yeah, I wonder how many signatures that got up to. But yeah. Anyway, guys. I think that's about it for the show. That was awesome. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, what did you guys think of having like more of a person that I'm comfortable with to kind of joke around with versus having like a more professional setting with a guest? I don't think I'm able to get guests like every single week too. At the same time, I would definitely love to know what you guys think of running a show with more of a co-host and having guests periodically, or trying to get just me and then trying to get guests more often, or what do you guys think? Yeah, I wish they would, Daniel. I would do a refund. Honestly, I haven't played it in a month. I didn't even download the beanie update until like yesterday. I did get my beanie for making vids. Dude, I have no idea what content to make on YouTube, man. Be good for you. Me coming on the objective made a huge difference with you back. Cool. I appreciate that, OSB. I think so. Mix of both is good. Cool. Thanks. I guess that's kind of, and I got to get more comfortable. But yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff to work. I want to get better. I'm gonna make this something fun. Yeah, and I would have to find somebody that can or wants to be here like all the time. Mix of both. Cool. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. And then that way, like, because I kind of want to talk about like FPS games in general, And I feel like, you know, having a guest like where I had Get Flanked on, who's a Rainbow Six guy, and then went to talk about Tarkov and Battlefield, it's kind of like, I'm not sure like how much they know or how much they even want to talk about other games. And it's cool to have, you can have somebody on for a little while and then like, and then ditch them. We speak with what would be a co-host, a smoother combo would go. Yeah, and it gives me, just get some drinks in you. Yeah, Starcab. What's up, dude? Cheers, man. Yeah, and I've honestly found like running this last little bit of the show by myself. When do I drink bourbon? Like I have like no time. Like now when I drink this, it's awkwardly silent. Whereas with a co-host, they can talk while I drink bourbon. One day, I'm gonna have an air filter in here where I can have a cigar while we do this. And then that's when we've reached our final form. When we can have cigars and bourbon, talk about shooting games. Then we'll have. No, I didn't, Starcab. I have a memory that's not very long. I wrote it down. More points. Just gotta let the liquor do the thinking, Randers. Shout out. Trailer Park Boys. More points, otherwise might not be brought up. Yeah, true, Daniel. True. I'm gonna have a massive audition. Put it down on my Palm Pilot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a massive audition for who wants to be the co-host. Hey, I offered Tom Henderson 49% stock in the company and a half full bottle of Buffalo Trace, and he sounded, I mean, he sounded like he was in. So I mean, I think that was a pretty hell of an offer. I thought. I know. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. If you want to, I'm kicking around the idea of popping over to Twitch and playing some video games of some kind. Not sure what or if. Over on twitch.tv/crashay. Also, I should put this in the ticker at some point. I don't like to be annoying like with stuff, but I do stream on Twitch almost every day on twitch.tv/crashay. If you do follow, it does show up on the channel supporters over here as well if you follow over on there. But I do stream quite often over there, and there's some really cool people that come hang out while we play the shooting games that we talk about on this show. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. I super appreciate it. We will be back next week with another show. Might give you some eyeball time on Twitch. Ooh. It is Valentine's Day though, so I'll have to go talk to the manager, the actual real boss of me, in the living room there and see what's up. So I can't commit to it because like you come over, Daniel? Cool, man. Well, we might do it. Yeah. Talk to the CEO of company. Yep. Of Crash Media LLC. Right. Well, she had a long day at work, and for Valentine's, like, I don't like crowded places. Like, I'm a country dude and I live out in the middle of nowhere. Like, just that's kind of how I am. I don't like crowds and stuff, so we avoid the restaurants. And we had garlic buttery shrimp and prime ribeye steak tonight that I made, and a bunch of sides and stuff. So I made Valentine's dinner home. So she's probably asleep. So you might have the itis from all the food. Could be asleep. Yeah, Zach, you shut up. You don't say that. I know what you're gonna say. I don't know what I would play on Twitch. OSB, are you playing anything? I don't know. It's 9:40. 10. I might text the hillbilly man and see if he got his stuff figured out if he wants to play something. But yeah, guys, if all else fails, I don't know if you're on the Discord or over on Twitch, but I might throw up a short little stream. My voice is kind of shot. I'm not used to talking this much. But yeah, I might throw up a little stream over on twitch.tv/crash8. I got you. Yeah, me too. And yeah, if not, we'll definitely be live tomorrow night for sure. Probably playing Tarkov with the boys. And then yeah, usually when I'm solo, I've been playing Battlefield 5 and enjoying it. And then with Walt, we play some Rebirth Island, Warzone. And then yeah, I'd like to hit up Halo again. You guys bring that up, and yeah, I don't know. Just with this Battlefield thing happening, it's making me enjoy other games. So anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for me. That's gonna do it for episode 5. Thanks to you guys for making it fucking awesome. Super appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough for being here. Yeah, having a few folks here watching makes it way more fucking fun than me just talking to myself. So again, it means the world to me. You guys are awesome. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and we will see what we can get lined up for next week. We'll keep an eye on the news. Again, if you guys want to help out with that, with like new stuff, I would love to develop a community that kind of keeps, helps me kind of scour the internet. If you join the Discord in the link down below, there is a spot on there for the scope where you guys can put like any kind of news stories or things you think we should talk about. Can go there, feedback for the show, ideas, all that stuff. But yeah, fuck yeah, we're gonna get better. We're gonna keep making this show the best. You guys are the most important part of it. That's why your chat shows up on the screen. Without you, it's nothing. So I want to make it better for you guys. I want to make a show that's fun to watch and fun to come hang out in. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for the kind words. Seth, Daniel, we'll catch you later, dude. Have an awesome Monday. Zach, thanks for hanging out, man. Super appreciate it. OSB, thanks for chilling, dude. Yeah, you guys are fucking awesome. And somebody says anything different, let them come talk to me. I'll line them out. So all right, guys, until next week, we'll see you on Twitch over the next few days, and then next Monday, God willing, we'll return. Thank you guys so much.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.